Hey, you guys. Welcome, you guys. Look, I don't have any mascara on. Goodness. That's okay. Welcome, you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. Come on in here. Come on in here. Can y'all hear me and see me clearly? I feel like it's been so long since I've been on YouTube. You know what? I've gone live. So we've got to catch up. So much stuff to talk about tonight. So, can y'all hear me? See me clearly? Let me know. Let me know. Big auction week coming up. We got about 4 minutes until 7 o'clock. Everybody knows to come in at 7. So, let's, can y'all hear me? See me clearly? Let me know. Audio's good. Thank you, James Fisher Jr. Welcome. I got a hat on today because I'm like, y'all, I've been working. I've been doing my letters because they go out tomorrow for mail out Monday, every Monday. Yeah, that's what we've got going on. Mentorship starts this week. Second quarter, y'all, it's April. Can you believe it? Second quarter mentorship starts on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody that's joined. Y'all, so much going on. So we'll talk about that. Big auction week on Tuesday. So we'll look at some properties. I posted some. Y'all, like, I looked at the auction properties and I want to say like 30, maybe 40% of them are on the market. Like, people are trying to sell their properties. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. So we can look at those. It's just a tough time right now. If you're like in foreclosure and you want to sell your property. Hey, Zandria, you always comment, always on my videos. Welcome. It's just a tough time, I would say, right now for people trying to sell their house, especially if you're a distressed seller and you're hoping to sell quickly before your auction or your foreclosure. It's just tough right now. And a lot of these banks are not like working with people right now. Like Mr. Cooper, like I've gotten agents call me about Mr. Cooper, like they won't postpone an auction, they won't give them any time. It's just a lot. We'll talk about it tonight. We'll get started here shortly. I'll do my little introduction. Shout out to everybody who's watching live and people who are watching the replay. Y'all, let me know where you're from. I like to know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. And we can see where everybody is. I know it's Easter. Y'all might be with your family and eating and all that kind of stuff, but y'all let me know where you're from. I don't have on any lash or nothing. Y'all, I'm just like, I just woke up out of bed. That's okay. Y'all don't care anyway. Let me know where you're from, and then we will jump in at 6:59. We'll get started. I won't hold you all night. Y'all just come for a good time and not a long time. I know how this works. So shout out to everybody who came to my master classes in March. We had a full month. Welcome from Georgia. Y'all got a big auction on Tuesday. We had a full month of master classes. Shout out to y'all. I did like 7 or 8 master classes in March. So I was trying to teach y'all. You know what I mean? Just moved to Memphis. Welcome. We hot in the press right now about moving to Memphis. So welcome. Watching from Queens, New York. Shout out to New York. Santa Monica, California. I know y'all up eating brunch, Easter brunch in Santa Monica. Sun just came up on the West Coast. So y'all having Easter brunch over there while the rest of us, it's almost bedtime. I know how it gets down on the West Coast. Welcome. Okay, so California, Georgia, New York, boom. We got all the time zones. Atlanta. Big, we always gonna have Georgia, Florida, y'all always gonna be in the house. Texas, always. So big auction week coming up. Let me do a introduction real quick. Hey, you guys, if you're new here, I'm Ashley Pickens. I know I don't have no lashes on or nothing. I've been working all day. I'm Ashley Pickens. I've been in real estate since 2006. So this is my 20th year in real estate, you guys. 20 years as a real estate agent, also as a real estate broker. But y'all know me as your auction mama. Welcome, New Jersey. Shout out to y'all. Y'all know y'all on the foreclosure list, New Jersey. Y'all know me as your auction mama. I auction off foreclosures at the courthouse. I'm the one that says going once, going twice, sold. Some of y'all are confused about that. Y'all are like, Ashley, what do you do at the courthouse? Y'all, I'm the one who conduct the auction. I'm the one who's like 25, 35, 45, 55. I don't talk fast like that, but that's me, right? I'm the one who takes your money at the auction, I'm an auctioneer, you guys. I think some of y'all are like, what you do, Ashley? I'm working. That's what I do. I work at the auction. That's me. So from Missouri, I see you in Missouri. So y'all know me as your auction mama. I always come on here and I talk about auctions, but I also primarily focus on the distressed market. South Carolina, I see you. I used to work residential like all agents did, but then I pivoted over to the investment side. So I strictly work with distressed properties and with investors and asset managers and hedge funds. I work on the distressed side, investment side. That is what I do. West Virginia, every time you come on here, I'm going to say, I have to sing that little part of the song. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. And that how the song go? It goes something like that, right? I know I need to stick to real estate. Singing is not my forte. But I work on the investment side. I reach out to pre-foreclosures. A lot of y'all know that. I try to teach you about that. See, I know my songs. So I work on the distressed market. I try to work on every phase of foreclosure and we all know there are 3 phases to foreclosure. Come on in here, Detroit, Motor City. Um, the goal was to work every phase of foreclosure. That's always been my goal. So we all know there are 3 phases to foreclosure. Y'all see how quick I just jumped right on into teaching tonight? 3 phases to foreclosure, right? So first phase is what homeowner gets behind on their mortgage. We got millions of people behind on their mortgage right now. And that notice of sale is filed, right? That's the first phase of foreclosure. The second phase, their auction is scheduled. Cue your auction mama. And the third and final phase, you guys, when the house goes up for auction, it doesn't sell and goes back to the bank, also known as REO properties, that's the third and final phase. The bank repossesses the property. So I try to work every single phase of foreclosure. Y'all know I reach out to homeowners when they get that notice filed. Boom, I'm reaching out to them. Second phase, auction, duh. I'm your auction mama. And third phase, you guys, y'all know I'm doing BPOs and trying to get the REOs and trying to get all the zeros in my bank account. So I've been doing BPOs, you guys. So y'all look, because y'all know I always get the insider information, right? Okay, first of all, BPOs, broker price opinion is what it is. So real estate agent, the banks will send real estate agents out to basically, it's kind of like an appraisal, but real estate agents do them. And they send us out. We have to drive by the property, let them know if it's occupied, if it's vacant, take pictures of the front of it, and then come back, pull comps, sold comps, active comps to let them know how much the property will go for. So it's kind of like we're the eyes for the bank when they're about to foreclose on somebody, right? So y'all with me. So BPO, because y'all are like, what's a BPO, Ashley? Broker price opinion. If you are not a broker, you can do a field inspection, okay? BPO licensed, field inspection unlicensed, okay? So boom. So if the house does not sell at auction, the bank then repossess. Yeah. So welcome, Walter. Come on in here. He's the stock guy, you guys. He teaches me everything about stocks and which stocks I need to be trying to buy. And I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship with the stock market right now. So I got to lean on real estate. But anyway, so yes, if a house goes up for auction, doesn't sell, the bank takes it back. The beneficiary repossesses the house, and the beneficiary is your lender or the bank. And then it becomes a bank owned or REO property. Boom. Makes sense to everybody? That's what happens. If it doesn't sell, goes back to the bank. And a lot of houses are not selling at auction right now because you guys, they just bought in the last 3 or 4 years. They bought 2021, 2022, and they overpaid. Again, if you just bought in the last 3 or 4 years, right? You probably owe the majority of that loan. Also, you probably paid the premium then, right? So things, when properties go up for auction, you do not go to the auction to pay full price. That's not why people go to the auction. You go to the auction to get a discount. So if these opening bids, fun fact for everybody who's new here, opening bid is the loan balance. The loan balance is the opening bid. Okay. So if someone just bought 2 or 3 years ago, they still owe that entire loan, right? And then it goes up for auction for that full market price, and nobody's going to buy it. And it goes back to the bank. And so that's what's been going on. We'll look at some auction properties tonight. Big auction on Tuesday. Y'all, the list is so long. Did y'all see my reel that I put up on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram? How long the auction list is on Tuesday, next week. Did y'all see that? Like Georgia is, I'm waiting for Georgia to make the top 5 in foreclosures. They're going to be on top 5 by the end of the year. I think Atlanta was like top 5 for REOs in January, I think it was. Atlanta had hit the list and then they kind of fell off a little bit. I expect Georgia to, we're going to see them in the top 5 by the end of the year. By the end of 2026, they're going to be up there. Y'all got a lot of investors in trouble in Georgia. And we're going to look at some properties, and you can see a ton of them are brand new properties, right? We've got a builder here. I was looking at our notices, a builder who's in foreclosure right now. Y'all know it was a whole bunch of builders in foreclosure in 2008, 2009, 2010. Subdivisions just left vacant because the builder went under and filed bankruptcy. Can a homeowner make arrangement with the lender the day before the auction date to pull the property? So usually the day before the auction, it's going to be really hard to stop that. The only way that you can stop an auction, honestly, the day before is filing bankruptcy. Filing bankruptcy will stop an auction immediately. A lot of people do that. There's been times I've been walking up to the courthouse and they'll call me and say auction's canceled. Homeowner just filed bankruptcy this morning. So bankruptcy is usually when it's that close to stop an auction. They got to file bankruptcy and try to stall it. But if you can catch it early enough, you guys, executed contract can stop an auction if your bank, if that lender is willing to work with you, right? An executed contract. I've sent contracts over to attorneys or the trustee, and hey, Melanie from Mississippi, and they'll postpone it until my closing. If I need, whenever closing, they'll postpone that auction, right? A lot of these banks do not want to take these houses back, to be completely honest with you. So to answer your question, usually when you're talking about a day before an auction, they need to file bankruptcy. Or I've stopped an auction like 24 hours, but I had to send the money. Like they were like, you need to send us the money to stop it immediately. So if you can wire that money, they'll stop it then. But that's what it was. But usually that's what it'll take to stop it. But if you get it ahead of time, send a contract and they might stop it for that contract if you got a contract on it. Or if you're trying to do like a modification or something, ask for a postponement. You know what I mean? If y'all are talking to homeowners in foreclosure and they're going through that modification process, or they're trying to get like because people have lost their jobs, so you can do like a hardship forbearance. A lot of people don't know that. They'll give you like a 6-month hardship. While you're going through that, tell them, whoever your lender is, to postpone your auction, to stop your auction. Remind them to do that, because a lot of times, they won't. So just what you should know. But what I was telling y'all, BPOs, right? Broker price opinion. So look, because I always got the T. Y'all, Shell Point Mortgage. If you know anybody, Shell Point is circling on their people right now. If you are in default, if you are in foreclosure and your Shell Point Mortgage is your servicer, you need to get on the phone with them, because they are coming for their people, honestly. So we're supposed to get like a whole boatload of Fannie Mae mortgages this week. They're supposed to be dumping a ton of properties this week, you guys. I tell y'all everything like it's just me and you, but it ends up being like 100 people on here, so it's not really a secret once I tell y'all. No, so Fannie Mae is dumping more. They said second quarter and beyond 2026, it was going to get real serious for foreclosures. So I've got how many? Today is April 5th. I have 16 BPOs already for the month. I'm at 16 properties for the month. They sent me 3 today on Easter. I said, somebody working on Easter? So asset managers and everybody are at work working. So we're expecting, I don't know, Q2 and beyond. I think they're going to start pushing these foreclosures out, honestly. So if you work on the distress side, if you help homeowners, you guys get ready. Get ready. I think my friend up north, she does BPO. She a heavy hitter up north. I think she got maybe 60 in the last week. 60 properties in the last week from the bank, you guys. Properties that are in foreclosure that she's got to drive by to check on for the bank, you guys. Think about that. Hey, from Bartlett, come on, look at Tennessee in the house. We have Memphis and Bartlett. Bartlett been on the list real hot lately, on the foreclosure list for us here in Memphis. You guys, Bartlett is like a suburb of Memphis. Um, I don't know. And I don't ever post like Memphis properties on my socials, rarely, unless it's like the auction is like the next day, only because I don't ever want to post somebody's house, right? Like I posted properties before and somebody's like, that house is on my street. And I'm like, oh, hell, right? I don't want to put anybody's business out that they're in foreclosure, right? So I really don't post Memphis foreclosures, but Bartlett been on the list real heavy lately. This is Camille. I'm still waiting for approvals. Come on, Camille. Camille, you need to hurry up. And then you need to email me because I got you. How much time on average is required from start to finish for a BPO? Look, you'll if you ain't got no help, it's gonna take you 40 days and 40 nights. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You come on my side, we're gonna be all right. I got you. But yeah, that's why a lot of people avoid them, is what I would say, because they can be time consuming if you don't know what you're doing. What does it mean that Fannie Mae is dumping properties? Are those or foreclosures? Where do we find them? The asset manager just told me. She was just like, Fannie, we're expecting a bulk load of properties next week from Fannie Mae. So, and I also did a little research. So Shell Point and Fannie Mae are together. So I guess that's why I've been seeing so many Shell Point coming across my computer as orders. So I guess they've kind of been trickling in. So I don't know if next week, I guess they said we got to get through April, get to second quarter, and now they just gonna start pushing them out. But that's what she said. She was like, keep your eye on your email. She's like, we got a bulk coming from Fannie Mae. And I was like, ooh, okay. So I don't know, you guys. Just start watching your probably your wherever you're pulling your notices from, your public notices. If I'm getting them as a BPO, usually when I get the properties as a BPO, that notice goes out maybe in a week or two, right? That's what I've been noticing. I'll get the BPO and do the report on it. And then the following week or the next week, that notice, that foreclosure notice is filed on them. So wherever y'all are pulling notices from, I don't know if y'all are doing PropWire, foreclosure.com. If y'all are pulling from your county records, wherever you're pulling your notices from, just be on the lookout for that. So, and I'll come back and update y'all. I don't know. I got 3 properties today and it's Sunday. So I'm like, somebody working today. But that's what she told us on Thursday. She was like, get ready. Fannie Mae is about to dump a bulk load of properties. So if you're a homeowner, get on the phone and start communicating is what I would say. Get on the phone and start making some arrangements. Shell Point, they are circling like vultures on their properties. So, and you guys, it's been, I always say this, you guys, we have not had foreclosures since COVID, you guys. And when you think about that, y'all, COVID was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Can you believe it's been 6 years since COVID? I feel like it was last Tuesday. but it's been 6 years. Banks have not foreclosed on people. And I tell y'all this all the time. In a typical real estate market, you guys, we foreclose on 1 million people a year in a normal real estate market. Okay. So think about that. We have not foreclosed on people in 6 years. So can you imagine how many people are in the pipeline who are just sitting and not paying? Right? I always repost my videos when they pop up. And so in 2024, I posted that HUD said we had 5.5 million people behind on rent and 4.5 million people behind on mortgages. I always said you need to multiply that number by 2. Always. Right? And that was 2024. It's 2026 now, right? So imagine what that number looks like at this point. And I will say, y'all, I get so much information, I just can't tell it to all y'all. I will say that the number that people are talking about, so there was a meeting. Look, they're going to turn my channel off. There was a meeting a couple months ago, and I posted this. I tell all the business. They had to sign NDAs to go into that meeting. Like mortgage servicers and foreclosure attorneys had to sign NDAs to go into that meeting because they were talking default numbers, right? And of course, they would never say this out loud. And the number that they said of how many homeowners we have in default, you guys, if I said multiply that number by 2, you probably need to multiply it by 4 if you caught the number that I said. Is where we looking at on homeowners being behind. So when you think about that, all these non-performing notes that these banks are holding on to, you guys, how much longer can banks hold on? You know what I mean? You've got all these people on your books who aren't paying. So I don't know. We about to see what happened. And I told y'all if they didn't get that straight opened, that oil straight, and it's not looking like it's opening up anytime soon. From the messages we are getting, you guys, it's about to get real crucial. I felt like we were on a steady trajectory of foreclosures, unemployment, like we were going to get there, right? We all know unemployment is going up, right? I don't care what the numbers say. I don't care how many jobs they say we created. I don't believe that number at all. So we know unemployment is going up. Every time you look, 30,000 people got laid off. 10,000 people got laid off, right? So they've said this is going to be the lowest unemployment number we'll see for like the next 5 years. Each year, unemployment is just going to go up, right? So I felt like we were on a steady trajectory to get there, right? The next 3 to 5 years, unemployment going to get ridiculous. Boom, right? I feel like with what's going on with the war and everything, y'all, that was like a slingshot for everybody. Like that just sped up the whole process. It was gonna be like 3 to 5 years, y'all. I don't know. Y'all know what I mean? Like that's just with prices, how being in, you guys, y'all know how war affects things, right? We can't get oil, prices are gonna go up. We for sure gonna be in a recession. We already in a recession, but think about that. When they announce that we're in a recession, people stop spending money. That's just going to speed up jobs laying off, right? We can't pay. We're going under. Oil costs too much. We got people, like I mentioned, hey, Dallas, welcome from Dallas. I posted in the mentorship Facebook group. I was like, oil, gas is ridiculous. And he was like, Ashley, I got like 3 18-wheelers. He's like, you know how much it's costing me to fill up these trucks? Think about that, you guys. There's some cities who run their heat and air run off of oil. You know what I mean? It's just bigger than just gas, right? You know what I mean? And so I think this war just has accelerated our whole process of layoffs and our economy and all that kind of stuff. So I'm coming across a lot of reverse mortgage and default such a try. Yeah, reverse mortgages are like the devil. You know what I mean? That is It's just so much going on. So much going on right now. So let's talk about, what are we talking about first? We need to do foreclosure numbers, right? Let's do foreclosure numbers. And then we'll look at some auction properties, big auction week, first Tuesday of the month. So that's Georgia, Texas. And I said, y'all, that list is so long. My house is up for auction June 7th. Is that 6-7? But no bids. Your house is already up for auction 6-7. What do you mean? 4-7. Okay, so Tuesday. Is it online auction? Look, I'm acting like John out on here. I'm talking to Magnificent Cam. Is it like an online auction or it's at the courthouse? When it comes to it's an online or I asked two questions, online or at the courthouse, and you said yes. Which one is it? Tell me which one it is. Dang, you can't sell it. So it's at the courthouse, probably at the sheriff. So, they're not going to take bids until, so a lot of the auctions, a lot of foreclosure auctions, you have to be present to bid, right? You've got to be there with your money. Boom. A lot of them are. Now, auction.com will post properties and stuff like that, and you can bid on them. But most of those, like the first Tuesday of the month, you got to be present to bid on those properties. And the bank won't talk to you no more. I hate to hear that. If it gets bid up, I don't know how much equity you have in your house, but if it gets bid up, it starts at 20K. Go get your overages. Everybody knows what surplus funds are, overages. Opening bid is the loan balance. I've said this before. The opening bid is the loan balance. So let's say you said your opening bid is $20,000, but say it gets bid up to $100,000, right? The difference in that $80,000, and that $80,000, did I just make that up? Yeah, is you get that back. You need to go claim your money. Overages, surplus funds, those are due to homeowners. And a lot of people don't go get their money, right? It won't be any bids until Tuesday. So make sure, and I have to spread the word on this since I see these banks circling, and they're about to start pushing foreclosures out. Overages, you guys, go get your money. They might make you jump through some hoops. You just gonna have to jump through them and do some backflips and all that, but go get your money, right? If you have any liens or anything on the property, they're gonna take that out. They're gonna take your liens out. Boom, boom, boom. But you will get the money. You get overages. How long before I have to leave? Such a good question. Because I know so many people are hounding you and calling you. And this is for everybody, you guys. And I feel like I'm going to have to start a series, and I'm just going to have to start doing videos geared towards homeowners who are in foreclosure. I love y'all investors. I love, I do. But homeowners going to need me. Y'all going to need me right now. How long? They asked how long before you have to leave. So first of all, for everybody out there, your auction date is not your move out date. I say this to everybody, every homeowner that I talk to. Your auction date is not your move out date. Okay. Understand that first. Now, if it goes up for auction and a bidder and an investor buys your house, okay, an investor wins it. They're going to come to your house and they're going to say, hey, I bought your house. They're probably going to offer you cash for keys. Okay. Cash for keys means, hey, if I give you $1,000, will you be out by the 30th? They're going to offer you cash for keys because they don't want to have to go to court to evict you. Okay. That's going to be the first thing they're going to do, because mortgages are not like rental properties, right? Mortgage is a whole different ball game. In order for them to put you out, they got to go to court and evict you. It is a process that they have to go through. So most investors are going to offer you cash for keys. I got you. We'll talk about REOs. They're going to offer you cash for keys. And when you can be out, you can negotiate cash for keys. You can negotiate that cash for keys. If you do not take their offer for cash for keys, they've got to go to court and evict you. So the court process, that means they got to go downtown, they got to file. Then the sheriff is whoever is going to serve you a court date. I have seen people go to court in foreclosure, investor, I have seen people go to court and the judge has given them 30, 60, 90 more days to stay in that house. That's why most investors try to avoid that and offer cash for keys. So, because they don't want to go through that eviction process. So that's what will happen if um an investor gets it, right? And they got to wait for the deed and all that kind of stuff. So it's not, auction date is not your move out date. So understand that. Auction date, not your move out date. If it does not sell at auction, if that house does not sell at auction, and it goes back to the bank. The bank still, they're going to send you some letters, and they'll send you paperwork, and it'll ask you, are you the homeowner? Are you a renter in a lease? If you are a renter with a lease, they got to let you stay in there for your lease. And you tell them, yeah, I got a lease. Boom, my lease is up. Boom. Bank will say, okay, you can stay until your lease is up. If you're the homeowner, guess what? Banks offer cash for keys too. Guess who got to offer the cash for keys? That REO agent. They will come to you and say, hey, bank got the property back. It's an REO. Boom, same premise. Cash for keys from the bank. A lot of y'all didn't know the bank will give you cash for keys. They will. And then the bank will have to go to court and evict you. So it is a process. Either way, if an investor buys it or if it goes back to the bank, they've got to go through a process to evict you at court. Okay. And you got to go to court, and you can tell a judge. I've seen homeowners say, hey, I don't got nowhere to go. I had a lady whose husband died and her house went into foreclosure, and she went to court. The bank took her house back, right? They had just bought it. So it didn't sell at auction. She went to court. She told the judge, I got a baby. Like, I don't even know where to go. And the judge was like, you can stay in that house 90 more days. And the bank got her house back. So just understand you have options. You can get cash for keys. Boom. And you can get your overages if you are a homeowner who loses their house. There's 2 opportunities for you to get some coins. Okay. Yeah. You can email me, youragentashley@gmail. Youragentashley@gmail. Email me. Okay. I know I missed a whole bunch, but I got to help the homeowners, you guys. I help y'all all the time. Make them, the bid winner needs to do in order to make a move with courts. Yep. Boop. Eviction on your name. Who wants to rent out to you with an eviction? Boom. How I gave you blah, 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 blah. So, taxes are not included with the winning bid. If you're going to the auction, these are for investors. If you're going to the auction to bid on a property, the past due taxes are not included in the winning bid. Okay? Absolutely. I help as much as I can because I know you're probably getting mixed information. Bidders, taxes are not included in the winning bid. Check the taxes before you bid on a property. Boom. So let's talk, and I'm still watching for questions in there. So yes. Reach out to me. Of course. That's y'all. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. I try to help homeowners because I know y'all getting a lot of mixed information and stuff like that. And some people just need to pick up the phone and call the bank. But Shell Point, they coming for their people. I'm telling you right now, Shell Point is circling like a vulture. They're coming for their foreclosures. They are. They're going to start pushing them out. And I'll update y'all on BPOs since we're supposed to be getting a bunch come next week. So pray for me and everybody involved. So let's talk foreclosure numbers. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to pray. Y'all doing your letters? I did mine. For everybody who wants to know, because y'all ask me, I direct mail pre-foreclosures. I direct mail heirship properties. Heirship, that means when somebody dies and leaves a property. I reach out to those. And I reach out to, absolutely. Y'all know I'm here to help you. I don't know how often I can come on here if I start getting super busy. But pre-foreclosures, heirship, and just for my own personal, I reach out to out-of-state investors with multi-family properties. So multifamily properties, out-of-state investors, I reach out to them. Boom. And I got a duplex, and it sold in like 4 hours. A lady out of California, her husband died, had properties here in Memphis. And she was like, I got your letter. I want to sell them. Bet. Here I am. Welcome. So yeah. Oh, y'all know mentorship starts this week. Second quarter mentorship. Shout out to everybody who already joined. Y'all know I've narrowed down mentorships to every quarter. You guys, I just can't do it every single 6 weeks. So second quarter mentorship starts on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody who's joined. I teach y'all how to reach out, talk to homeowners, make offers. And I added a BPO session since so many people are getting into BPOs. BPO session is from 7 to 7:30, and 7:30 on is foreclosure. Boom. I'll give y'all the link. I think we got 2 spots left. I don't know. But Camille's like 8, yeah, because Camille's in the mentorship. Here, it's in the chat. But let's talk. Use code March. I just dropped the link in the chat. She said y'all should join. It's so good. We had a really good community. We've got people who are doing $15,000 a month on BPOs. We got people who got 100 properties, Section 8 properties. We got people who do like have 30 REO listings. So it's a really good community where, look, there's Tawanda. Look at everybody in here tonight with me. You know, it's a really good community and we share everything. So look, if you're doing BPOs, it's going to be a headache if you ain't got no help. I'm just telling you right now. It's okay, Magnificent. We just look, forward is forward. You know what I mean? One foot in front of the other. It's millions of people behind on their mortgage right now. You are not the only one. You know what I mean? It's okay. Hey, Sean, how are you? All the mentorship people are in here tonight. So I dropped the chat, dropped the link. Let's get started because y'all came for a good time and not a long time, and y'all know I can talk. So okay. Warning for everybody who is new here. So far, the Wi-Fi has been very good. If anything happens, listen, I didn't know all the friends were in here. If the Wi-Fi starts acting up, I'll go to my phone. So just refresh and I'll be live on my phone. Okay. But it's Easter. So we expecting an Easter miracle and the Wi-Fi gonna be strong. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. I'll try to drop the the site in the chat so y'all can follow along with me or when y'all want to go look. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and then y'all, hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Let's see if y'all can see my screen. Hold on, you guys. I haven't been on here in so long. Y'all can see my screen, but I think y'all are seeing me in the screen instead of what I want y'all to see. Hold on. Window. Boom. Boom. Okay. Y'all are with me. Here we go. Let's start here. Y'all know I like a good little daily job cuts. Blink if you can see my screen. Connecticut. Y'all got good credit up there in Connecticut, Sean. Y'all blink if you can see my screen. Y'all know how this works if you've been here before. Blink so I know if you can see my screen. Question. I had a homeowner contact me a week ago. Thank you for blinking. A week ago, and her home outside of Portland is going to auction April 22nd. I'm having a hard time getting the auction sale postponed. Get on the phone with the lender. What she want to do? She want to sell it. See what modification. If she can't do a modification, most people have already been through that cycle. See if she want to sell it. Does she want to sell it? If she wants to sell it, let them know that she wants to sell it. Y'all see interest rates sitting at almost 7%. That's gonna be rough for people trying to sell. Does she want to sell? Yes, maybe. No. You listed it'll be a short sale. There are 2 HUD loans. Okay, yeah, short sale. You've already initiated that short sale because a lot of times you got to have 31 days to initiate a short sale. While you are initiating that short sale, ask them to postpone it. Usually when you're in the process of a modification of a short sale getting processed, they need to postpone that auction. Remind them, email somebody up above them. I'm good for emailing somebody, the chain of command. I'm emailing everybody from the vice president to the janitor. Everybody going to be on the email and let them know you're trying to help this person. It's a short sale. Y'all, I strongly recommend if you're an agent to learn how to short sale. And tell them postpone that more. Tell them to postpone that auction. Ask for a postponement. You might have to get on the phone and ask for that postponement. They might not talk to the homeowner. Yeah, you need to get that, get it postponed if y'all are doing a short sale. Looking for retirement. I'm still a few years. Found this one on the site. You mentioned off the price high for Memphis for. Look at you trying to get me, Cynthia. Look at you trying to get me to go look at a personal house. Hold on. Let me teach first. um, Yes, yes, yes. So y'all know I like daily job cuts. It tells you this side of the screen lets you know layoffs. Boom. This side of the screen are people, companies that have filed for bankruptcy, not people, but companies that have filed for bankruptcy. And they'll usually do articles. I always say shout out to Daily Cuts because they share my videos a lot of time. Weekly mortgage refinance demand is down more than 40%. Nobody's surprised. Interest rates are sitting close to 7%. Did y'all know? Hold on, you can't see my screen. Share this tab. Did y'all know like 40% of refinance applications are getting denied? So think about that's a whole nother wing of foreclosures that's probably going to come. People who bought hoping they could date the rate and marry the house were hoping they could refinance and are getting denied refinance. So they're struggling to pay this mortgage. So keep in mind, a lot of people, when you talk about, which I hated, when people were yelling, date the rate, marry the house, nobody was expounding on what date the rate meant. It meant that you were going to refinance, but nobody talked about how to refinance. That was what's missing from the conversation, the whole process of refinancing. And people, I guess people just thought, hey, it's me, it's Ashley. I was calling to get a refinance. Okay, thanks, bye. No, that's not how that works. You're getting that whole loan again. You are doing that whole loan process again. And that's what people were failing to mention when they were telling people to date the rate, right? So you've got your credit score has got to be what it was, right? You've still got to have that job that you had. And a lot of people don't have that job that they had, right? Or they don't have the credit score that they had or the income that they had, right? So you got to get that whole loan again. One of my friends was like, Ashley, I was thinking about refinancing. She said, what I got to do? I said, you got to get that whole loan again. She was like, oh, H no. She was like, never mind. But people didn't, that's what was missing. And then I saw NAR send out an email. Most of us saw it if you're an agent that said, stop saying that. Stop saying date the rate, right? Because what is it, you guys? It's actually predatory lending, telling somebody to date the rate, marry the house. What is predatory lending, you guys? Look it up. And one of them is promising a lower interest rate in the future, right? If you buy now and promising them a lower interest rate in the future, that's predatory lending, you guys. And that's exactly what date the rate meant. Buy now and you're going to get a lower interest rate in the future. So then NAR came back and retracted that statement and said, stop saying that. Right. And so then everybody stopped saying it. I was like, you can't tell. And I heard mortgage lenders telling people rates will go down at the end of the year. Rates are going down at the end of the year. You got, hold on. Y'all know how I get. Hold on. I got to put my face in the screen so y'all can hear me. So that's why it's really important. I watch the news for myself, right? I don't watch like local news, but Bloomberg Finance, I watch all those. Every time Jerome Powell gets up and speak, I'm going to listen to it because he'll get up and say something and then the media will push out something completely different, right? So I watched him 2 years ago, 3 years ago when he was at Jackson Hole and was like, rates are going to stay higher for longer. That's what he said. He said rates are going to stay higher for longer. He said the American people are going to feel some pain in their households. And then all of a sudden, here we come with date the rate, marry the house, right? Interest rates will be down by the end of the year. I'm like, that's not what he said. Where did y'all get that information from? He said rates were going to stay higher for longer. And look at rates. Look where we are, right? So everybody was pushed to buy a house on the promise that rates were going to go down, and they haven't gone down. And 40% are being like can't refinance. And now half these people struggling to pay a mortgage, right? They losing jobs and can't pay their doggone mortgage, right? Thinking that they could date the rate and marry the house. Here we are. And you got a whole nother like wave of foreclosures coming from these people. And we're going to look at the auctions. Half of these auctions, people bought in 21 and 22. Those were them. No, that's when the rates were like 2%. It's a ton of people. The majority of auctions were just purchased in the last 2-3 years, you guys. So we had a whole bunch of stuff is going on in the housing market right now. Sorry, I had to get on my little. That's why I'm like, when you start hearing stuff, and NAR was even pushing date the rate, I'm like, why are we saying? Y'all didn't hear him say rates was going to stay higher for longer? I heard him say it. That's what it said. And here we are sitting at almost 7%. And everybody's like, we're going to get a rate cut. We were expecting a rate cut this year, but now they talking, now with the war, we probably not going to get a rate cut. So, which is really rough. It's going to be really rough for people who need to sell right now, right? The market is not moving. And imagine if you have an auction scheduled for you, or if you're in foreclosure and you're trying to put your house on the market, they're not moving, right? So it's what, 40,000 people canceled contracts in February. I'm sure March's canceled contracts are going to be higher, right? Because interest rates hit almost 6.5 in March, right? So I'm expecting March canceled contracts to be even higher than February. New build got the tax hit just a minute. Yeah. New builds. Yeah, I saw a lady. She said her mortgage doubled. Did y'all see that? She said her mortgage was $3,000. It went from $3,000 to $7,000 because she bought a new build and they taxed on the land, and then the next year they taxed on the house. Ooh wee. Okay, sorry. You know I get it. Y'all know how I get. So the seller very motivated to sell, but with additional HUD partial claim plus an additional down payment, we're more. Yeah. Short sale, and then tell them to postpone that auction. Tell them to postpone that auction. Try. You know what I mean? If they say no, call somebody else. I'm good for somebody being like, no, we can't do that. Okay, let me speak to somebody else, because we're not gonna take no for an answer. Boom, boom, boom. That's why you call it short sale department. Investors, tells what's happening to the delisters. 7th. Okay, so let's keep going, you guys. Look, because y'all know I get off and I get on my soapbox. One more thing, y'all know I have to share with you so you can see what's going on. We got to look at Warren Tracker, warrentracker.com. Let's see who's talking about laying off. Here, share my screen. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all see Warren Tracker. So Warren Tracker, this announces when people are going to lay off. Let's do 2026. Let's see what we're looking like for 2026. So it's a map of layoffs. Look at, okay, can I make this smaller? So many ads popping up. Can y'all see my screen? Yeah. An investor told me he can stop the auction. What are you going to do? Magnificent Cam. What is the investor going to do? Be very careful. How is he going to stop it? Ask that question. How are you going to stop your auction? He going to talk to the trustee? He going to go make you file a skeleton bankruptcy? Tell me, you need to find out what the plan is. So this is 2026, you guys. California has already had 20,000 layoffs, and this is what, second quarter, April 36. We've been in 2026, 90 days. 20,000 layoffs in California, 5,000 Texas. This is where we can hit real hard with foreclosures, right? Up here in this, they said it's a lot of federal jobs up here. Pennsylvania, 6,000 layoffs. New Jersey, 8,000 layoffs. Y'all know, I mean, when people y'all just know it's going to be like a domino effect when it comes to foreclosures, right? Like if you don't have a job, Georgia, y'all light pink like us in Tennessee, Illinois, 7,000 layoffs. I mean, you guys, and it's just going to get worse and worse. It's surely if they don't get that oil flowing again, it's real going to get hard out here. This is warrentracker.com, WARNTRACKER. I dropped it in the chat if y'all want to. What's going on in New Jersey? They said it's a whole bunch of job layoffs up there in New Jersey. That's what it is. Job layoffs and New Jersey, Pennsylvania, y'all on the list. We'll go look at it. But Warren Tracker, 8,000 in New Jersey, Maryland, 2,303. Let's look at foreclosure numbers real quick. And we'll go look at some auction properties. Hold on, you guys. Recent articles. Let's look at foreclosures. I'm on Adam. Y'all know I like to gradual annual rise. Let's see. Foreclosure activity annually for the 11th straight month. When did that article come out? February 11th. Do we have one sooner than that? March. Okay. So let's see. Can y'all see my screen? Yeah, y'all can see it. I know I want to be retired too. So I want to be retired too. But I got to work foreclosures for at least the next 5 years. So let's see what's going on. We'll go through this really quickly. We've got 38,000 properties with foreclosure filings for February, because if this is March, then this is February's article. So 38,000 somewhere in the foreclosure process, which is up 20% from a year ago. Let's go down here and see. Worst foreclosure rates. We've got, what is this? South Carolina, Florida, Delaware, and Illinois. Top of the list. Cities, we have Punta Gorda, Florida. That's right. Indiana popped up on the list last month. Indianapolis, Indiana, and Evansville, Indiana. Y'all told me it was like an RV company down there, an RV something that shut down in Indiana that caused some job losses. Indianapolis and Evansville, Indiana, and then Columbia, South Carolina, overall highest foreclosure rates. Lenders started the foreclosure process on 25,000 properties, up 14% from a year ago. States that had the greatest number of foreclosure starts: Texas with 3,390, Florida 3,200. This is in 1 month. This is just the month of February. 3,390 people went into foreclosure in Texas. 3,250. California, 2,440. Georgia. There's Georgia. Top 5 with foreclosure. I knew it. It's going to be worse than that in Georgia. And Indiana with 1,197. They talk about the decrease. And then they talk about REOs. This number of REOs: Texas, Michigan, Florida, California, and Pennsylvania. Any foreclosure in Lebanon, Tennessee. Look at you already. You trying to get me to hop on prop wire, aren't you? Hold on a second. Just hold on. Just hold on 1 second. Y'all already sending addresses. Ashley, look this one up. Just hold on a second. Hold on. I'm trying to share the facts first, and then we'll get into deep dive into properties. Let's look at one more thing. If you follow foreclosures, then you know information is just so scattered everywhere. You just never know what to, everybody's numbers are different. HUD's numbers are different. Black Knight's numbers are different. Adam's numbers are different. Let's look at Black Knight real quick. Gosh, there's always a pop-up somewhere, isn't it? Golly. Let's look at, I can't even see because of the pop-up. Move, pop-up. Cookie consent, reject. Okay. Let's look at February. Can y'all see my screen? I'm trying to make sure y'all can see my screen. Hold on. Y'all can't see my screen yet. Share this tab. Okay. Reject all. Okay. Let's look at, and then we'll go into some more numbers. February, because one of these, here's the report. The numbers were crazy in one of the reports. Let's share this tab instead. First look. Look at that. Hold on. Can y'all see my screen? Let me make sure y'all can see my screen. Okay. Yeah, y'all can see. Hold on, I got so many screens. Here we go. Foreclosure starts up 54%. You guys, can we all see this? I'm trying to make it bigger so everybody can see this. Foreclosure starts up 54%. Early stage delinquencies improved, but 90-day plus delinquencies rose by 30,000, are now at their highest point in almost 3 years. FHA performance remains a challenge. Let's see. Hold on. They give some more numbers. Including active foreclosures, 4.1% of mortgages are now past due. You know, they said like 12% of FHA mortgages are delinquent right now. The South continues to see the highest non-current rate, led by Baton Rouge, McAllen, Texas, Jackson, Mississippi, Lakeland, Florida, and New Orleans. Those who have the most delinquents right now, right here in the South, this little are behind on their mortgages down here in the South. Let's keep going, and then we'll go look at auction properties. Let's see. I'll drop this in the chat so y'all can. While foreclosure activity remains low, 2025 saw about 400,000 loans referred to foreclosure, up 25% year over year. December alone brought 40,000 foreclosure starts. So this was December 2025, the third highest monthly tally of the year. Foreclosure inventory climbed by 47,000, up 25%. Foreclosure sales also moved higher with 80,000 sales in 2025. I wonder if that's auction and REO. 80,000 sales in 2025, foreclosure sales. Did y'all know that? Did y'all even know that? Hold on, let's keep going. Here we go. FHA loans that are 90 plus past due, but not yet in foreclosure. So it's people who are 90 days past due, but not in foreclosure. Jumped 65,000 in Q4, ending the year just above 300. So it's, you know, you got to multiply by 2. People that have not paid in 90 days, but are not in foreclosure. Active FHA foreclosures also climbed 20% for the quarter and nearly 60% from a year ago, topping 100,000 for the first time since 2017. Baby, the news does not tell you any of this. You don't see any of this on the news at all. I'm going to drop this in the chat so y'all can read it before y'all go to bed. Hold on. It's in the chat so y'all can get that article. The forbearance rate is rising quickly among struggling FHA borrowers. 56% of these loans are now in forbearance, the highest share in more than 44 years. A more than 80,000 rise in just the past 3 months. Think about that, and think about how many jobs we have lost. Because these FHA plans are typically short-term, not the longer COVID-era structures, it will be important to watch how loans move through the new loss mitigation waterfall and whether that leads to more pressure on foreclosure starts and volumes. So this is 2020, how many people were, so I guess it looks like we went back down 2022 and we climbing on our way back on up there. Okay, that was foreclosures. I was trying to see if they had anything else. Nearly 1.3 million recently originated mortgages have rates between 6.8 and 6.9, including more than 500,000 loans from 2025. Well, okay, you guys, y'all read this before you go to bed for understanding. Read for your own understanding before you go to bed. Housing market. I was just trying to see if it said anything else. The monthly payment down 164. So yeah, but everything is just so, depending on what you look at, the numbers are, you know, different on every Adam, Black Knight, HUD, everybody's numbers are different. Get in discipline for cash and save very decent home. I mean, what is more? Okay. Mortgage insurance is a scam. I hate to say that. Maybe it's good for somebody. I have never heard of anybody's PMI kicking in to help them in foreclosure. You know what I mean? If PMI, you know, I've been doing a lot of those PMI removals. They'll send me out to do those too. Get your PMI removed if you can. But I've never heard of anybody's PMI kicking in to help the bank. Like the banks have not said like, don't worry about it. Your PMI is going to cover us, you know.
but I've never heard of anybody saying it kicked in. It's just something that they added to your mortgage. That they added to your mortgage after 2008. You know, just another way for them to make some more money. If you ask me, you might not be asking me, but that's just how I feel. Let's talk auctions, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all like to talk that. Let's talk auctions. I talk auctions. Let's talk that. I was trying to get it to go with the song. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Okay, hold on. I'm looking real crazy in the camera, don't I? FHA, you can't remove it. Oh, until the end of the loan? Yeah, PMI doesn't. Because I guess it's unconventional, the PMI. You can't remove it on FHA, even if you pay it down. You gotta have it the whole time? I don't know. I thought you could pay it like once you hit a certain amount, but I guess maybe FHA will be a little different. Here's the website y'all want. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for y'all. Let's look at some auction properties because we gotta yeah, I know a lot of people when they get their mortgage and they see PMI on it, the lender will say, well, you can pay all your PMI up front. Who wants to do that? Nobody. Or you can buy down a point. How much is that going to cost? Your firstborn child and your liver and your kidney to buy 1 point down on your, buy the rate down 1 point. You'd be like, golly. So make sure if you buying a house that you can afford it. That's all I can say. Make sure you can afford it. We are trying it the whole time. Life insurance, maybe get mortgage and insurance people not paying that never come. Okay, everybody with me? Okay, so we're gonna look at some auction properties because I know that's what y'all want to look at. Because Tuesday, a big auction, first Tuesday of the month. So that's Texas and Georgia. First Tuesday of the month, Texas and Georgia, big auctions. And y'all, well, I'll pinpoint some. But y'all, this list so long. Look at this list. This is Georgia. Y'all can see there's the address, this the county, this the time of the auction. This is the opening bid on this side. If it's a number on that side, it is the opening bid. So first of all, let me scroll so y'all can see how many properties on this list. And this is not all of them. This is just one trustee. No, it's not one trustee. It's one company that handles several trustees. But this is not all of the properties. But it's a whole bunch of them. Look at Georgia. Look at Fulton County. And we got some opening bids. You don't usually see opening bids. They've been postponing and canceling a whole bunch of them. But we got opening bids now. They're going to start pushing these houses through is what it looks like. Still on Georgia. This is today. So if you live in Georgia or Texas or California, go to the courthouse and you can see all your auction properties, all the properties that are going up for auction. So let's pick some, you guys. The lights went out in Georgia. What happened in Georgia? Let's pick a couple of them. Let's see. I dropped this website in the chat already if y'all want to go look for it, if y'all want to go look at it. Let's see. You know, I always got to pick a property that's high point, like got a high price on it. Here's one. Fulton County. Let's see. Opening bid is $520,000. Let's see what she looks like, you guys. House for sale, $999,500. They lowered the price $500,000. Oh, I guess this is the house right here, huh? 4-bedroom, 3 baths. Opening bid is 500,000. I think is what it is. Johnson, have they built the house? Or are they about to build it? Oh, there it is. What y'all think? Look, what y'all think? Opening bid is 520. I don't know Georgia like that, so that might be like a prime area, or maybe they had plans for it and the plans never came to fruition. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Opening, see, I told y'all it's a lot of investors who are in trouble, who are out here trying to they just ran out of money, I guess, is what I've been seeing, or what it seems like. Let's see what else we got. If you know Georgia, you know y'all got to tell me what's going on in Georgia. Here we go. We got another one. Hold on.
There's one. I told y'all a whole bunch of them just sold. Let's see. Opening bid on this one is, let's see when it's sold. Because if it's still showing sold, I mean, it just sold recently. I don't want y'all to get dizzy. Sold January of 2024 for 330,000. Opening bid on Tuesday is 508,000. That don't make sense, does it, you guys? Unless they bought it and fixed it up, took out a loan on it. Opening bid is 500,000. It looks like they bought it for 330,000. Unless they did on, maybe that fence cost 200,000. Opening bid is 500,000 for that one. Who buying it? Y'all passing or buying? Buying or what I'm gonna say? I need something pass or smash. I don't know. I don't want to say smash. Buying or I don't know. I can't think of nothing. Passing. Yeah, they had to have refinanced it. That's what's seeing a lot of refinance and can't get out of it. Okay, let's see. Hold on. We're going to find one that y'all are going to buy. We're going to find one. We're going to find, I'm determined to find something that y'all going to buy. I pulled some of these the other day. I shared them on my, let's see. Hold on. I got one for you. Hold on. You got to bear with me. Look at her. She on the market. She is on the market. Oh, she probably ain't gonna be able to sell by Tuesday. She look new too, doesn't she? Opening bid is $375. Opening bid is $375. She look new, doesn't she? Y'all buying or not? I can't even think of nothing that rhyme with buying. She on the market. Hey, trying to sell. That's what you better do. Trying to fully renovated brick beauty. Seller will contribute $5,000 towards rate buy down with an acceptable offer. She's been on the market 46 days and she's going up for foreclosure on Tuesday. Going up on a Tuesday. Let's see if I can see when they bought it. There it is. Let's follow the trail, ladies and gentlemen. Let's follow the trail. It's a long trail. It's a long trail. The trail just get longer and longer, don't it? It's been on the market. She's been on the market a long time, hasn't she? Okay, there we are. That's where we started at. Here's where we start, ladies and gentlemen. Sold in 2023 for 170. Maybe they fixed it up and then they put it on the market in June of 2024 for 525. Then we lowered the price to 520. And then in August, we lowered the price to 515. Then we lowered it to 514. Then in October, we lowered it to 514. No, they removed it in October. Then we put it back on the market for $499. Then we lowered it to $495. We're still in 2024. December 2024, $495. December $495. February of 2025, we listed and removed, put it back on the market, list and removed, put it back on the market, list and removed, put it back on the market in June for $475. June 2025, we're down to $450. List and removed in August of 2025. We put it back on the market of August for $445. Lowered it to $444, $435, $429. We're in October 2025. I moved it, list and removed. Then we put it back on the market for $425, list and removed. Then we put it back. Now we're at December of 2025. Listed for sale for $420. Removed it in February. And we are back on the market in February for $420. And we are up for foreclosure on Tuesday. Damn. That house been on a journey. Goodness. And that's what I'm seeing a whole lot of in Georgia. Y'all got investors who cannot move off of these properties. And I get it. Like, you guys, the market changed so quickly. A lot of investors, bought And when the market was good, people were buying. And then, baby, we went from a seller's market to a buyer's market in a blink of an eye. And these properties, they can't move them. Y'all know Kiavi, y'all's favorite hard money lender, is foreclosing on their people. Hard money will foreclose on you. Kiavi, I've seen Kiavi on a couple of notices. Their investors cannot sell, and Kiavi will foreclose on you. If y'all know who Kiavi is, that's that hard money lender that a lot of people use. They will foreclose on you. Don't ever think that they won't. And hard money lenders will foreclose on you quicker than like a regular bank, right? So keep that in mind. Let's see what else, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find another one. Okay, there she is. She's cute. I mean, okay, 629 is the estimate. She's going up for auction for 599. 599 is the opening bid on Emerson Avenue. There she is. She looked like they redid her too, doesn't she? She looked brand new too. Let's see what's going on with her. She's up for auction on Tuesday. Opening bid is $599. Let's see if we see a pattern here. Listed for sale, listed for sale. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at me. Look at that. Look at, I know you're like, Ashley, we looking. Her story originates in 2022. Her story started all the way back in 2022. $495. Then she went back on the market for $850. Damn, what they do to it? They must have redid the whole house. They put her on double. 2022, that's when them rates was down, wasn't it? Put her on the market for $850. Took her off the market. Put her back on the market for $850. Took her off. Put her back. It's not funny, but golly. Lowered the price, $825. Took her off the market. Then they tried to rent it because we could not sell it $825. So then we had to rent it because we still got to pay that mortgage investor, right? So if we can't sell it, we at least need to get some money coming in. $5,500 to rent, listing removed. I guess we could not get a renter in there. 1028. No, we couldn't get a renter. Put it back on the market for $800. 2024. Reduced the price. Took it off the market. Put it back on the market for $699. Y'all, this is what's going on in the market, you guys. I know you like, Ashley, stop yelling at me. This is what I'm seeing. Y'all see the pattern. They just not moving. And I guess they got them so high. Look, oatmeal is better than no meal. Oatmeal is better than no meal. And now the market frozen, so you really can't get off these properties now. $699, lowered it to $650. Had a contract, had an offer at $650. I guess it did not go through. Damn. $650, because the interest rates was going up. One, interest rates was high in October of last year. Put it back on the market. $650, listing removed, and now we are in foreclosure on Tuesday. Tuesday is $599, $800. Damn. Cold game. Cold game. I'm looking for. I'm sorry, y'all in the chat. Y'all know I be acting like it's just me on this call. People can't. What does the city say is worth? Oh, that's right. You better negotiate. I don't even know what the city's saying is worth. You know what I mean? Man, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Is what it is not. Let's see. We get another one for y'all buying it or not. But this is what I'm seeing in Georgia, you guys. I already did this one. This is what we're seeing in Georgia. A lot of investors in trouble, can't get off these properties, trying to sell it. Look at her. She on the market. I told y'all. Look at me. I'll be acting like I'm on FaceTime with y'all. I told y'all. It's like 30% of my auction properties are on the market. Oh, buying or denying. There we go. I like that. Y'all buying or denying. Half these properties on the market, they're trying to get off of them. Y'all better start reaching out to these people and trying to help them. But some of these numbers just not going to work. If you're an agent, you better learn how to short sale. You better learn how to short sale is what I would tell you to do. Another investor home trying to get $850 PMI submitted for the bank only, never the lender. Yeah, you're right. Who has the money? I don't know, not the way things going. So here we go, you guys. This one, they on the market, price cut to 15th. Why I look like that on the outside and not on the inside? Opening bid is 300, 301 is the opening bid. 301. I don't know if they pull some money out from somewhere. Y'all buying or denying? Hey, Sade. Really? We're not gonna even clean up for the picture? I guess they said hell with it. You said take the pictures. It don't even matter. Y'all gonna clean up? Nope. Just take the pictures. Okay. They over it. We just over it at this point. Come as you are. I understand. It be like that sometimes. You just be like, forget it. Take the pictures. I mean, they got a renter in and trying to prove. I don't know what y'all got going on in Georgia. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just said, just take the pictures. We ain't even worried about it no more. You gonna clean it? Turnkey investment property. Oh, it's a renter. I told y'all it was a renter in it. Fully renovated, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, tenant occupied. Do not disturb the tenants. Maybe your owner going into foreclosure. I'm yelling like they can hear me. They go into foreclosure. Somebody coming by, the agent coming by to take the pictures today. Okay. You gonna get it out? They gonna take it like I look. So clean up just a little bit. The agent covered. Okay. Wait on it. That's it. Are you ready? Did they tell you I was coming to take the pictures? Yep. They told me. Okay. Okay, then. Look at this one. She on the market too. She up for auction on Tuesday. Opening bid is 129. The opening bids aren't good. They all going back to the bank. Bank's gonna be mad on Tuesday. They're getting all these properties back. Opening bid is 129. Exceptional investment opportunity. She got a renter in it too, I guess. No rental restrictions. They up for auction. Do y'all see this? Y'all see what I'm seeing? Listed for sale. They got it in 2024. And up for auction on Tuesday. Bought it for 139, listed it for sale for 175, removed it, put it back on the market for 140. And we are in foreclosure on Tuesday. That is the pattern that I am seeing, especially in Georgia. What are we gonna do, you guys? What are we gonna do? Let's share this tab instead. Hold on. You know I'll be looking for the high priced one. Have y'all seen anything y'all gonna buy yet? Here's one for 3.6 million. Let's see what Carolyn looks like, you guys. I know you like Ashley, really. Share this tab instead. Look at her. Look at her, you guys. The renter should be protected. Maybe if the lease is not a video playing. Not a video playing, and we in foreclosure on Tuesday. Watch the video. Everybody tune into the video. Going up for, there's the agent. I'm sorry if the agent's on here. Up for auction on Tuesday. 133 Carolyn Drive. Came with a video and everything. Oh my. She pretty though. Opening bid is 3.65 on Tuesday. Y'all gonna buy the lake. Y'all buying or denying? 3.6 million. Ain't it come with a video? Come on, video. I know the agent gonna be mad. It's got me spending money on this video and y'all ain't even. Agents, you gotta start asking your clients. Are you current on your mortgage? Ask them nicely. You can ask nicely if you're current on your mortgage and just say it's submitted. Plenty of people behind. I just want to see if you're current on your mortgage. If you're not, don't worry about it. I'm gonna call the bank and we'll let them know that you want to sell. Some of y'all agents gonna have to start asking, are you current on your mortgage? Because a lot of people are not. Opening bid is 3.6 million on Tuesday. I'm sorry, agent. Let me get her off the screen. I'm sorry. Because I don't want her to be like, Ashley had my listing all up on and did. Oh, they got it listed at 4.6, but the opening 6. Maybe we need to drop the price. We need to drop the price. Built in 2021. Look at y'all. Oatmeal is better than no meal. You should have dropped the price. But the agent might not know that they're in foreclosure. You know what I mean?
They might not know. Been on Zillow. Open it. So they're on the market for 4.6. Opening bid is what I say, 3.65. She pretty. She's a pretty house. She's a pretty girl, I would say. Let's see when they bought it. 2022 for 4.5. I tell y'all, every house, the majority of houses that are up for auction right now were just bought in the past post COVID. They bought it for 4.5 in 2022. 2024, they listed it for 5.1. Took it down in 2024, put it back on the market for 4.8, lowered it to 4.7, and here we are in foreclosure on Tuesday for 3.6. She pretty though. But get behind on one of them mortgage payments and you might as well just pack your stuff on up. So get behind. Don't even worry about it. Here go the keys. I'm gonna leave the keys in the mailbox. Don't even worry about it. When interest rate, I bought my house 2019 and 2022. Not beautiful. Who was the trustee on which one? I don't know. I didn't see. Which one are you looking at? Hold on. I'm supposed to share the screen so y'all can see. I know y'all looking at my face. Hold on. Let me get us back to where we were. 3.6. Y'all think anybody gonna buy it at the auction? I guess if you want to live on the lake, you know what I mean? A bunch of those in Texas. It looks like those are all canceled right there in Texas. Y'all see one that y'all want me to look at? Y'all know I pick them out. Arizona, Alameda, California, Texas. Let's see. Oh, there's one for 1.7. Oh, it looks like it's 3 of them together, though, doesn't it? 1.7. I was trying to find something with the opening bid so y'all can. Okay, here's a lower opening bid, $50,000. Come on. In the lower, no, here we go. In the lower price range. Come on. Let's see if we bidding on this one. Let's see what she looks like. Ooh, you guys, opening bid 50,000, worth 389. Y'all, if you could get it for 50,000, would you buy it? Oh, hold on. Y'all couldn't see. Here we go. Opening bid 50,000. Now, can y'all see now? Can y'all see? Yes? No? Somebody tell me if you can see my screen. Y'all can see my screen? Okay, there we go. Opening bid 50,000. That says Maricopa, Arizona. Opening bid is 50,000. Everybody buying that one. There we go. That's a good opening bid. They probably gonna bid that one up. You know, opening bid 50,000. They should have sold that. Why y'all didn't call them? Look, why y'all didn't call them? Loan issued in 2019. It looks like, and then 38. It must be this one for 2024, 38,000. Dang, y'all should have called them. They got plenty of equity. That'd be a good deal right there. If you get them for, somebody should have called them. Opening bid is 50,000. It is worth almost 400,000. $50,201 is the opening bid on that one. They're gonna bid that one up, I'm sure. Let's see. Hold on, we'll find another one for y'all. See, we love playing buy or deny. On tonight's episode of Buy or Deny, we have this one in Marietta, Georgia for 2.6. Opening bid is $2.1 million. And I see that good close tag up there that lets me know that they just bought it in the last couple of years. Built in 2021, sitting on 8 acres. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what her story says. Exquisite West Cobb Equestrian Estate. Come on with the horses. Let's see what the price is. They got it in 2025. They just bought it and lost it. I tell you, get behind on a 2.6 million mortgage, you just might as well pack your stuff up. As soon as you know you can't pay that mortgage, you just need to go get you some boxes and be like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. They bought it in June for 2.6. June of last. Have we even had the house a year, you guys? What is this? April? We ain't even had the house a year, have we? Like we got it. It looks like they had a contract. Damn. Cold game, huh? Cold game. Went under contract and it felt that was one of them buyers that backed out. They probably saw that interest rate and said, nope, not today. Hadn't even had it a year. Up for auction on Tuesday for 2.1. Y'all buying or denying? 2.1 is the opening bid. Who buying it? Y'all like, nobody. Nope. 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 Dang, that sucks. You know what I mean? I feel like that sucks. Y'all better start. You got to live within your means. You know what I mean? Did we already look at Carolyn? Yeah, we looked at Carolyn. She was the one who, I hate that. I hate to see people lose their house. I hate to see people lose their house at all. You know what I mean? But then you just had it a year. You know what I mean? Not even a year or 2 years. And you already in foreclosure. What does that mean, you guys? Does that mean they probably couldn't afford it or just life? Sometimes life just happens, don't it? Like jobs and sometimes life just happens, you know? Look at that one. Baby, I see the close. That mean they just bought it. There it is. I'm sorry, y'all couldn't see it. There it is. I see close sitting up there in the top corner. That mean they just bought it. Opening bid is 520. Dang, they must have refinanced it. Refinance be kicking everybody behind. Opening bid is 520. Let's see when they bought it. Gainesville. $2024. Just bought it for $375 in 2024. Put it on the market for $585 in 2025. Lowered the price. It's been on the market for a while, hasn't it? Since November of 2025. I wonder what they did. Refinanced it and pulled some. I don't know. They bought it for $375 in 2024 and then put it on the market for $585. They probably just couldn't get off of it. And now they're $584. Lowered the price to $575. Lowered the price to $550. Pulled it off the market last month. And auction is scheduled for Tuesday. Y'all, that's sad, isn't it? When you really think about it, like, golly. That's why I said everything at the auction was just bought. So, you guys, what do we call houses that do not sell at the auction? What do we call? They revert back to the bank, and they are also known as what? If it don't sell at the auction and reverts back to the bank, what do we call those properties, you guys? Who gonna say it first? That is sad. I know it is sad. REOs, there y'all go. I knew y'all. REO, there you go. And that's the thing that we're gonna see with auctions and foreclosures. All these houses are going back to the bank, you guys. Like they're not selling. So now the bank got to hold on to these defaulted loans. Like this is next week. Next week's list is long. But I was going to show you something on here. I dropped this in the chat. You can look back. If you come to this tab, I dropped this in the chat. You can see previous auctions and the result of previous auctions. So this was last week. Now let's look at the first Tuesday of March. Is this first Tuesday? Yeah. Okay. So if you've never been on this site before, I try to explain to you a whole bunch of postponements. This is the opening bid, whatever the opening bid is. And then this will be the results if it's PP means postponed. Okay, so these got postponed to April, May, boom, 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 boom. Now, this is the opening bid. If this is what it sold for. If these two numbers are the same, that means it did not sell and it went back to the bank. So it looks like this one sold for $1 over, 6967. This one sold for $1 over. Let's see if we can find one. That one got bid up. Opening bid was $391. It sold for $665. So here we go. These right here, I don't know what they are. Maybe there's some townhouses. We can look at them. But these right here did not sell.
So it's a ton of properties going up for auction and not selling and going back to the bank. So now you got to think about, what is the bank going to do with all these non-performing loans? Now they might bundle them up and sell them to hedge funds. That's always something that might happen. But that's why we probably gonna start seeing banks going under. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, they are little townhouses. They went up for auction. It was all of them went up for auction. Maybe it was a builder. Are they new? Are they new townhouses? No data available. All of them went up for auction at the beginning of March. They didn't sell though and went back to the bank. You got to be real careful in this market, or make sure your numbers right, or make sure you got some reserves in case you can't sell them or move them. But that's what that is. That's what these are right here. All three of these townhomes that didn't sell, they all went back to the bank. So this was in March. This was the first Tuesday of March auction. And you can see, like I said, if these two numbers are the same, that means they did not sell at auction. So these didn't sell, this didn't sell. And we're seeing why, right? I showed you like 3 or 4 properties that were just bought. That opening bid is too high. The opening bid is too high. You're not going to buy it at auction. So then no choice but to go back to the bank. Does that make sense to y'all? What? Oh, let me drop. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying, what's this website? So I like to go back and see, look, didn't sell, did not sell, went back to the bank, went back to the bank, went back. Look at, all these didn't sell at auction. This one sold. But it's a lot of them that are not selling didn't sell, canceled. So y'all see what I'm saying? So think these are all properties having to go back to the bank. And the bank probably like, hold on, wait a minute. These didn't sell. None of those sold. None of those sold. So you see the problem we're about to run into. And that's how banks start failing. When you got loans that are defaulted and not getting paid, that's when you see banks starting to crumble. None of them sold. None of them sold last month. The opening bid's too high. We're seeing in real time why houses aren't selling at the auction, because these people 3 years, opening bid too high, nobody's gonna buy them. Y'all understand what's going on here? So what do you do? I guess y'all got some creative financing going on, don't we? Because they don't have no equity to move them. You got to short sell them. What they say, Invitation Homes selling their properties left and right. Invitation is big in Georgia. What, in Florida? What's the other big one? First Key Homes. They're real big out there. Y'all, if they start offloading their properties, that'll kill your neighborhood value. If they start selling them for less, there go all your equity in your house. That's why there should be some kind of regulations on how many properties hedge funds can buy, especially in one neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like if they start dumping properties, yeah, let me drop it in the chat for y'all. Here you go. Here you are. It's in the chat. There you go, you guys. I dropped this site in the chat for you all. Let's see. One more thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all go to bed because it's 8:30. One more site. Let's see. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on in the if hedge funds Fannie Mae non-performing loan sale. There we go. Let's see if we got any loans that have sold lately. Let's see. Hold on. Sale announcement. Let's see. This was 2025. We should have some that have happened more recently than this, but let's see. Hold on. This is 2025. So y'all do know that Fannie Mae will bundle up these foreclosures and sell them to hedge funds, right? I know y'all, we talk about it, but a lot of people don't realize that that's actually what happens. They will bundle up. I heard of one attorney down there in Texas, bundle them up and sells them to hedge funds if they don't sell at auction, which sucks. Like, can you put them on the market for people to buy them? But here's one. We'll find one more recent because I know they've had some. But here's one. Fannie Mae today began marketing its most recent sale of reperforming loans. Okay, so we got some reperforming loans. The sale consists of 3,058 loans having an unpaid principal balance of $560 million and is available for purchase. Citigroup Global Market. Bids are due September 4th. Reperforming loans are loans that have been or are currently delinquent but have reperformed for a period of time. Hold on, they got some whole loan sales.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Siri thought I called her name, and I did not call Siri name.
Sorry, something went wrong. Please try again.
Siri, I didn't call you. I didn't call you. Can y'all see my screen? Y'all still with me? Yeah. Okay. Fannie Mae announced results of its 35th reperforming. Here we go. Non-performing. The winning bidder, it's usually PIMCO, that big hedge fund. They usually buy it, even though they say they give priority to like nonprofit, minority-owned businesses. I have never seen a nonprofit win any of these non-performing loans. The loans are, okay, so this pool, the loans are geographically focused in the Florida area. So if you live in Florida and you notice that your loan now has another person's name on it, I'd be looking into it. This award, most recent transaction, includes 26 loans with an unpaid principal balance of 6.3 million. Average loan size was $245,000. Wouldn't we all like a $245,000 house? And weighted average note was 4.13. So the average loan was $245,000 and their interest rate was 4.13. The cover bid was 104% of the unpaid balance, 40% of the BPO. So they got it for 40% of the broker price opinion. So when I give my broker price opinion, I tell you how much the house is worth. So if I say the house is worth $100,000, they got it for 40% of the broker price opinion. Wouldn't we all like to get a house for 40% off, like 40% of the market value? You know, that sucks, doesn't it? All purchasers are required to honor any approved or in-process loss mitigation efforts. Yeah, right. Who governs that, right? They'll probably send all those people a letter and be like, look, we got your loan. If you don't pay, we putting you out. All purchasers are required to honor any approved or in-process loss mitigation efforts at the time of the sale, including loan modifications. In addition, purchasers must offer delinquent borrowers a waterfall. Yeah, right. Like, who was doing that? I can guarantee you the people that the hedge funds that bought this are not making those people go through a waterfall. They probably just going to put a note on the door and be like, look, you got 30 days. But that's what could happen to these loans that don't sell at auction. You know what I mean? You just never know. Sell non-performing loans. The two larger pools included, here's another one, 1,352 deeply delinquent loans totaling $288 million in unpaid principal. And this one includes 32 loans totaling $8.1 million in unpaid. These loans are geographically located in the Florida area because Florida in trouble right now with foreclosures. If I lived in Florida, just make sure you notice if your loan servicer changes. They probably sold it to a hedge fund. Yikes, 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 yikes is all I can say, you know? Before you said that goes to the bank. It looks, everyone hits the like button. Loving this. Oh, y'all, thanks. Y'all, it's 8:35. What else y'all want me to talk about? What am I supposed to be looking up? Y'all got it. Oh, Siri's talking about the screen. Yeah. So we looked at some auction properties. We looked at what else we supposed to look, what site can I use to look up liens? You gotta look at like the your records and deeds site to look up liens. Oh, look at Cynthia. Cynthia, like, you gonna look at my property, Ashley. Hold on, Cynthia. Can we look at it on PropStream? Can we go to, not PropStream, PropWire? Can we do that? Hold on. Let me try to log in to PropWire on this screen. If y'all aren't familiar with PropWire, it's absolutely free. PropWire.com. If you're familiar with PropStream and all those other property radar sites, PropWire is free. I know PropStream is $99, but PropWire is free. Cynthia, what I'm looking up? What site can I, okay, boom, for, I guess how I thought, screen's black. Oh, my screen's black. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, no. Can y'all see now? Can y'all see? PropWire. Blink if you can see my screen. Blink if you can see my screen. Prop. Okay, thank you guys. Okay. Sorry, I get to moving too fast and forget. Okay. We're on PropWire. PropWire.com. So, real quick, before Cynthia thinks she's the only one in this classroom, PropWire, you can use it. It's absolutely free. You can use it. I say it's like a lead generation for distressed properties, I guess is what I would call it. So, Cynthia, hold on one more second. Let me tell them how you work this site. So on PropWire, you can, let's say we do Miami, Florida. You can put in city, county, address, zip code, right? Because y'all are like, I can't find auctions in where I live. I can't find pre-foreclosures. Get on PropWire. It is free. So let's say Miami-Dade, right? Pull Miami-Dade. We've got 888,000 properties in Miami-Dade, but we need to filter them. You can filter them by abandoned, absentee, adjustable, auction, bank-owned, bankruptcies, cash flow, divorce. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Y'all know I like pre-foreclosures. So we got Miami-Dade County. Filtered it by pre-foreclosures. We've got 3,035. You can also filter it by property type: single family, condo, multifamily, mobile home, land, commercial. You can filter it by that. Price, bed and bath, boom. So we've got Miami-Dade County, Florida, filtered by pre-foreclosures, and it pulled 3,035. And then you can look at them. PropWire is not showing pictures like it used to. Let's see if we can find one with a picture first. And you can go through and you can skip trace for 10 cents. It costs, okay, here we go. We got one. Here's one. 2 million. It's in pre-foreclosure, vacant home, zombie property. You can look and see who the owner is. If Karen Steinberg is on here, I'm sorry. I did not mean to put all your business out on this YouTube. You can hit skip trace, and for 10 cents, it'll give you all of her phone numbers and her email. You can see the history of the property when she bought it. And 2023 is when she bought it. 2023, and she in foreclosure right now. So, boom. And that's how PropWire works. And you can filter it by, again, zip codes. I always encourage people to put your zip code in. That's homework that I give to everybody. Put your zip code in, filter it by pre-foreclosures, and see who in your neighborhood is in foreclosure. What I tell you, that's why Mr. Johnson stopped waving at y'all, because he's stressed out because he in foreclosure. So I put in 90210. That's not my zip code, but y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I like to look at sometimes. So how many people in 902 in Beverly Hills in foreclosure? 17 people in pre-foreclosure in Beverly Hills. And so you can go through there, reach out to them, send them a letter. Look at that one. She pretty, isn't she? Estimated property value was 4.6, and it's on the market for 7.4. The math ain't mathing, is it? The math is not mathing. Yes, PropWire is free. It is free. All you gotta do is sign up. It is 10 cents to skip trace. It is 10 cents to skip trace. But it is free to sign up and use it. That's why I use it for. What I use it for, it's cool. I've used PropStream before. PropStream is $99. PropWire is $0. And for what I use it for, it serves the same purpose. To me, it does. So that's what you can do. Now, what I did just show you all is, I got a question to ask everybody. and we're going to talk through this. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Propwire.com. There we go. I dropped it in the chat. Propwire.com. So pop quiz, everybody. Share this tab instead. Okay, now remember these properties. They went up for auction, right? Hold on. Let me make it simpler for y'all. Hold on. Hold on, so I don't want to confuse y'all. Okay, everybody, can everybody see my screen? Yes. Y'all can see the auctions? Yes, blinking. Okay, so pop quiz. Some of y'all know the answer to this. Some of y'all do not know the answer to this. Now, these houses that I have up, these are up for auction. These are tomorrow's. These are Tuesdays. So let's go to Friday. It'll take a minute to get to Friday. These people have auctions set for Friday at 9 a.m. Pop quiz. Can you reach out to these people who have an auction scheduled for Friday and see if they want to sell their house? Yes or no? Can these people still sell their house even though they have an auction set for Friday? Everybody knows the answer to that. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So, thank you, everybody. I'm so glad y'all listen to me enough to know that yes, you can still reach out to these people to see if they want to sell before their auction, right? Now, a lot of y'all are like, Ashley, but how are you going to do that? Right? What did I say on PropWire? PropWire, right? You can take their address. What did I say you can put in PropWire? You can put in addresses, counties, zip codes, everything. So we're back on PropWire. I just took that address who's got an auction. But y'all like, Ashley, how am I supposed to find the people? I put their address in PropWire. And boom, there's the address. I told you can put in individual addresses, right? And then y'all could call Rosemary if you're on this live. I'm sorry. You can call Rosemary and say, Rosemary, I see you in a dilemma on Friday. Here, can I help you out? Y'all get the point. Because y'all are like, Ashley, how do we work this system? Y'all, you can look at the auction list. And if you have enough time, you get their address, put it in, skip trace them. You can, for 10 cents, you can get Rosemary's phone number and her email. And you can say, Rosemary, I feel like you need some help. Something is telling me that you need some help, Rosemary. And maybe you can offer, maybe you have a suggestion for Rosemary on how she can get out of her situation on Friday. If y'all pick up what I'm putting down. So I just showed you how to make some money real quickly. Because yes, you can put in individual addresses up here, address, city, county, state, zip code, and find their information, reach out to them, send them a letter. Y'all know me, I'm good for sending a letter. You can call them. Y'all know I'm good for calling. Hold on. Y'all know I'm going to break it out eventually. Y'all know I'm good for calling. You can get on the phone with them. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order, please? You get on the phone with them, and or you can send them a pigeon, a message in a bottle by a pigeon, however you want to do it. Whatever floats your boat. But that's a way that you can do that. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, and that's PropWire. You can filter it by, like I said, lead types. Boom, 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 boom. Auctions, cash buyers, boom. It's free. It's just 10 cents to skip trace. There you go. Y'all learned something on this tonight. Now, Cynthia wants me to look at an address for her. And y'all, that's what I teach in the mentorship. This is what y'all come learn from me for the whole year. Y'all know once you're in for life, right? So if you sign up for second quarter, you get third and fourth quarter already included. We start on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody that has already joined the mentorship and already in the mentorship. Okay, so Cynthia, drop that address in the chat for me again. Where's Cynthia? I know it was some white station, something here in Memphis. Y'all, here it is. And don't forget to use. Okay, I knew Cynthia. She was, baby, she was ready. I knew she was ready. Hold on. I got you, Cynthia. I'm going to put it in there. Tell me what I'm looking up, Cynthia. What are we looking up on this property? Tell me what we itching to find on this property. There's the mentorship link if y'all want to join. 443 North White Station. Okay, hold on.
443 North White Station. 443 North White. There it is. Okay, Cynthia, tell me what we looking up. They ain't got no equity. They upside down. It looks. Well, let's make sure they upside down. They bought 2023 VA loan, 285. Tell me what we looking up. Tell me what we looking up. And then we'll look. And then we'll look it up. But that's a way that something y'all can do. Some of y'all are like, Ashley, how do I get started? You can get started by looking at. You can hop on PropWire, and filter it by pre-foreclosures. You can filter it by airship properties and reach out to them however you want to reach out. You can call like me. You can send letters like me. I have other methods that I do because here in Shelby County, I don't know if y'all know, in Shelby County, we are a non-judicial state. So once a lender files that foreclosure notice on you, they will take your house in 30 days here in Tennessee. We don't go to court or any of that. They'll take your house. I also live in, is the price too high at this point? What's the price? Tell me the price. What does she want you to pay for it? Look, if it ain't 50% off, it's too high. Just kidding. But it don't look like she can negotiate, but I don't know. What price is she telling you? What was I saying before Cynthia threw me off? Oh, non-judicial. Right. So Tennessee is a non-judicial state. So after they file that notice of default or notice of sale, they'll take your house in 30 days here. Also in Shelby County, we are we don't have a right of redemption. So if I auction off your house here in Shelby County, you can't get it back. Like in other states, y'all have right of redemption. The homeowner can claim it. Here we do not. $245 on the VA site. What the other house is selling for over there? $245. Cynthia, what we doing? We gonna move into it and live in it, or what are we thinking we're gonna do with it? Are we renting it out? $245. I'm not gonna log into the MLS while we sitting here. Oh, she want the market price. She want $245 because what it's on the market for. $245. Been on the market for 6 days. I don't pay full price for nothing, Cynthia. So I'm probably not going to be the best person to ask for anything. You on the market for $245. I'm definitely not paying $245 in this market. I might not be the best person to ask, Cynthia, because I'm on, me, I like to play limbo. How low can you go? But she don't really have any room to get low with me. But if you like the White Station area, you know what I mean? And you're going to live in it forever. And this is like a good solid home where you want to live. You know what I mean? Cynthia, what you going to do with it? Live in it? These say 210. I don't want to pull up the MLS right now. All I'm going to say is, look, all I'm going to say is they don't really care about us. All I'm going to say is I don't pay market price for nothing. Nothing. If it's sitting on a $245, I'm not giving you $245, not in this market. Now, her dilemma is she can't go any lower. Level easement for 3-bedroom, 2-bath, fireplace, double, probably might qualify self-financing, see a time owned by the secretary. But the VA, baby, we negotiate with the VA. Negotiate with the VA is what I would do. For sure. Because they can come down. They can come down on that price. I'm not giving you $245 though. Maybe come in at like y'all gonna be like, Ashley, really? I'm like, come in at $199 and see what they say. They'll be like, ma'am, we only been on the market 6 days and you offer $199. I'm like, all they can say is yes or no. All you can say is yes or no. And interest rates sitting at almost 7%. Just send me a counter back and I'll see what I can do. Is what I would do. But Cynthia, you ain't me, Cynthia. You know what I mean? You ain't me. But I wouldn't pay $245.
I know that. So offer 150. um VA assumable. See what y'all so I see y'all in the chat. What rate did Cynthia get it at? Hold on. Let's look at PropWire, see if PropWire tell us a little bit more about Cynthia. But since it's owned by the VA now, so is it a foreclosure owned by the VA at this point? It says the owner is, yeah, it's the basically a REO, like bank owned VA foreclosure. But you better negotiate with VA. I don't care anything about. Look at all the properties VA owned. 2,505 properties owned by the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Look, 150. You're right. I'm right with you on that one now. Since the VA owns it, I felt some kind of way because I thought the lady owned it. Somebody else owned it, but no, you negotiate with the bank, especially if the bank own it. For sure, negotiate. Now, they probably gonna give you a hard time for a little bit, but I would try it. That's just me. I'm always gonna try. It was on the VA site. Yeah, negotiate with them. Negotiate. Don't go 245. But it's only been in the market 6 days, and sometimes they feel like they want to at least try it and see. But Cynthia, but I would definitely still try to play limbo. I'm always up for a good game of limbo. How low can you go? So, can you go down low? I'm gonna at least try you and see. I'm not gonna give you what you want. I'm at least gonna try you. So, Cynthia, I would say off from low, and it's the VA. You're not negotiating with like Henry on the corner. It's the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. You know what I mean? They got some room. They don't have any emotional connection to that house. So she said, rent and hold. Oh, well, you need to get it low. How much is renting for over there? Cynthia, look at me. Cynthia, we all in your business now. Cynthia, if you're going to pay $245 for it, you need to rent it. What's the rule on rent? Like 1%? You ain't pulling 2,400 over there on White Station. How much they rent for over there on White Station? Lowball them is all I can say. Just at least try and see if they're gonna negotiate with. They might reject you. You know what I mean? They might reject you and see. But it's probably gonna sit a little longer too. The market we in 7%. Cynthia, you need to negotiate. Do not give them 245. Interest rates almost 7%. Yeah, and see what they say. They might reject you. Say, okay, you wait another week, submit another offer. See what they say. And then, you know what I mean? Submit another offer. And just see, you know what I mean? All they can say is no, it is a buyer's market. They know they're not the only one on the market right now. You know what I mean? Use that to your advantage. Because the tables have turned, ladies and gentlemen. Any other questions? So PropWire, get on there, put in your zip code of where you live, filter it by pre-foreclosures. So right here was what I said. Put in your zip code, boom. Filter it by pre-foreclosures. Scroll down to pre-foreclosures, boom. And then see who in your neighborhood is in foreclosure. See why their grass is overgrown. You never know, you guys. Send them a letter, offer some assistance, especially if you're an investor. You know what I mean? That's what you should do. Okay, you guys. I gotta take my kid to school in the morning. Y'all know I'm a mama. I know I'm y'all's auction mama, but I'm somebody's mama for real. Y'all know that, right? 5.89 credit. 812. Come on with your 800 credit score. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get there. I'm almost close. I'm close. I ain't there yet, but I'm close. Hopefully in the next 30 days. No, you just log, create your little, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. Go in there, put your email. You know how when you fill out something and it'll, you can just start looking for properties. You know what I mean? You guys, it's almost 9 o'clock. I know on the West Coast, y'all having Easter brunch because the sun just came up on the West Coast. But everybody else over here on the East Coast and down south, it's almost tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, y'all, I'm gonna drop that in the chat for y'all. We start on Wednesday, the mentorship. Boom, 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 boom. Use code March. Don't start. Y'all know this is not no lock-in. We're not having a lock-in. This is not a telethon, right? We have to go to bed. Y'all know I'm on Instagram. Your agent Ashley on Instagram. If you're watching the replay of this,
Hey, y'all watching the replay? um, the links will be down below if you're watching the replay. The links will be down below. But y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on Instagram. Your Agent Ashley on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, but I don't be TikToking like that. Y'all know that. Yeah, low ball, limbo. Your auction mama says play limbo. How low can you go? And that's with the bank, and that's with regular people too. That's the market we are in, right? So play limbo. If they say no, wait a couple weeks and circle back around and make that offer again. Boom. Okay, you guys, that's it. Y'all have a good night, and I will let y'all know when I'm going live again. I will see y'all, and I will see y'all, Sean, all y'all in the mentorship on Wednesday. The link is in the chat. All right, you guys, have a good week. Have a good week. Bye, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. See you.